Hello, students. Let's read this problem together. Joseph has 8 boxes with 30 marbles each. He opened a box and found 13 red marbles. How many red marbles can Joseph expect will be in the remaining boxes? So we make sure we circle and highlight our important information, which we did. We have 8 boxes and he opened a box. Each box has 30 marbles and we found 13 red marbles in the box that he opened. Now we want to box in our question. Our question says, how many red marbles can Joseph expect will be in the remaining boxes? Very important, in the remaining boxes. Okay, so let's draw a picture of the boxes. So we know he has 8 boxes and each box has 30 marbles. So this one has 30, this one has 30, they all have 30. Now he only opened one box. So let's say that this is the box that he opens. So when he opens this box, he finds 13 red marbles and other marbles, right? Because there's a total of 30, but 13 of them were red. This is just an example of what we could find in the boxes. Now we are trying to predict. We know we are trying to predict when we see the word expect, right? So expect, what are we thinking is going to happen? Now, using this one box that we opened as an example of what could happen with the other boxes, we are trying to figure out how many red marbles would be in the remaining boxes. So, first of all, how many boxes are remaining that we have not opened? Right? So these are the remaining boxes. So there are 7 remaining boxes because he already opened one. Now let's think about how many red marbles would be in each of these. We do not know. There could be 15 red marbles, there could be 12, there could be 18, but we are going to assume or use the fact that we opened our first box and we think most of the boxes are going to be about the same. So that means that if they are the same, each of these would have about 13 red marbles. Okay, that is not perfect. So one will have more, some will have a little bit less, but we're predicting that each one will have about 13. So if we know that there are 7 boxes and each one we think will have about 13, what can we do to figure out the number of red marbles we think are in these boxes? Very good. We will multiply 13 red marbles in each times 7 boxes. Okay? And that will give us 91. Now, I also want you to get used to in the word expect, we're kind of trying to see what would happen. It's like we're trying to set up a proportion. I want you to see that. So if I have red marbles and total marbles, if there was 13 red marbles out of a total of 30, Then we're asking about how many red marbles would there be out of, now the total in the remaining, there's 7 and there's 30 in each, so that would be 210. And we could be solving that proportion, right? So we can see here that 30 times 7 gives us 210, and that's why we are doing 13 times 7 to figure out how many red marbles are in the remaining boxes. So we get 91. 91 red marbles, but this is just an estimate. So about 91 red marbles. Okay, now let's see what our answer choices say. So letter A says he can expect between 90 and 100. So let's look at between 90 and 100. Could 91 be between 90 and 100? Yes, right? 90, 91, and then we go all the way to 110. So that is true. 91 is a number between 90 and 100. Letter B says at least 105. So at least means 105 is the least. I will have, what they're saying is that you will have 105 or more. So we got 91. We're thinking, and we know it's an estimate, but we're saying we should get about 91. Is that 105 or more? No. We could get 91. We could get 95. Those numbers are less than 105. So this is not true. Letter C says no more than 30 marbles. So that means 30 could be the highest. So that means 30 or less. That's not true. We're thinking we're going to get about 13 red ones in each. So we're thinking we're going to get about 91. 91 is more than 30, not less. So that is not true. And then D says all 210 marbles will be red. That is not true because when we opened our first box, not all the marbles were red. Some were red. So only some of the marbles we expect will be red, not all of them. So we can say that one is out. So the only one and the best answer that matches what I figured out based on the first box that I opened is A. He can expect between 90 and 110 red marbles. I'm estimating about 91, but some of these boxes might have a little bit more than 13, and some of them might have a little bit less. So somewhere in that range, though, between 90 and 110 is a good prediction. So my answer is A. How many red marbles can Joseph expect will be in the remaining boxes? He can expect between 90 and 110 red marbles. So A.